Hello, so I just want to give you a quick walkthrough on how to take this 2004 to 2007 S60R/V70R headlight apart. What I'll be doing is making it look like a European light, but what I want to show you guys is how to take this light apart carefully and without breaking anything. So just a quick little walkthrough of what to do and some tricks and tips. Here we go. So first thing you're going to do is take off this rubber surrounding around the headlight. This is pretty simple. There's just some plastic tabs here, and all you're going to take is a pocket flathead screwdriver, and you're just going to push down on these tabs really gently because we don't want to break them, because this is going to be a brittle plastic. That's our piece right there. It's just a kind of a rubber plastic piece, so be gentle with it. So now we're going to get, I believe it's 5 clips, and just take your mini screwdriver again, and you're going to pry in and just slowly take off the clip. That's what it looks like. Sorry, the camera doesn't focus in. Next, what I'm going to do is take a T20 Torx and take off the, I forgot what the term is called. It's a power pack, or it's pretty much your converter, I believe, for your bulbs. And you just have a little clip here, pull that. So then there's another plug in here, and this one can be a little tricky, but what I believe you do is pry up on it and then pull it out, just like that. So you'll have 2 tabs for this pack right here. So those are out. Now you can take your main headlight bulb out, which is taking this cap off. Turn it to the left, then you grab your little prong here, hold your headlight in, take that out, and then to pull the bulb out, what you're going to do is you just pull it straight out. Careful not to bump anything. And feed your bulb wire down and through this socket back here. Things are a real struggle sometimes. It's just a tight squeeze. And that's it. There's your bulb, or your bulb socket, and here's your bulb. So pretty much that's it. I got the bulb out, and the blinkers are out, and the other bulb is out. Pretty much all I'm going to do now is set the oven to 250 degrees, and then I'm going to put these in the oven for 7 minutes, and then I'm going to pry them apart. So everything is heated up. Now we're just going to simply start prying on this. It should start to come apart. Now we got to be careful because there's still the glass. That's what we want to see. Okay, start separating. There we go. Just start like that. And that's it. So now we got our headlight assembly. And so now it should be real easy. I'm just going to slowly take out the shroud. And that's it. And here's our bezel. Taking off any glue. Alright, so the bezel is painted. As you can see, the recessed area is filled in. I had a friend, Brett, who works at a body shop, so he had the supplies to do all this stuff, but he filled this recessed in part with fiberglass, smoothed everything out. It looks amazing. And then what he did is took primer, primed the whole light, and then he used like a Chevy silver. I can put the paint code in the number or in the description of below, and used that Chevy silver paint, painted it, and then he put a gloss clear coat over. I think the bezels turned out absolutely awesome. And so anyways, yeah, it has a bit of a gloss, but that's okay. I really like the look, and that's what I was looking for. And then pretty much now what I'm going to show you is how I fill this channel in with the resealing glue. And what I'm going to use for that is the Mortimo retro rubber resealing glue. I got the gray stuff, comes in a pack, and I already used this before, and I should have enough left to do this headlight. I already got another one done. But pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in this channel with that glue, and then I'm going to stick it in the oven at about 275, 280 for about 8 minutes and get it really tacky. And then I'll put this piece into here, slide it in, and then I'll take my glass and I'll put the glass on, and then I'll get my clamps, which these are our clamps, we took them off before, and I will clamp those on. And I also got two 12-inch, whatever you want to call these things, I forgot, like a clamp, there we go, just a clamp. The nice thing is they have rubber. I got these at Harbor Freight for, I believe, $6 or $7. And those just give it a little extra reinforcement. You don't want to go too tight because you don't want to crack that glass. But that's what I'm going for. So let's get this thing started. Alright, so now we're ready to put this glue in the channel. Just one thing to note is get everything cleaned before you do this, because once that glass is on, it's on, and it's, unless you want to take it all apart, which is a pain in the butt to do, I just highly recommend making sure everything's clean. Be careful not to rub this finish off. It's very delicate and you don't want to get that rubbed off because it'll go away, and then pretty much your only fix is to just buy a new piece like that, and you're going to have to find it from someone who has an extra set of headlights. What I did before too is I have my glass and I clean this inside and out and just inspected it under lights so that I don't have any smudges or anything. So you just want to get this super clean. You know, like I said, you don't want to put everything together and all this hard work and you have a big blob in the center. So you know, just get every little thing clean that you can, and when it's done it should look awesome. So let's get this glue on. So I got my glue here, and what I'm going to do is just unroll it, and I'm just going to slowly start taking this wax paper off on the back. And if you can leave it in a big string, that is the best part. But just how I like to work with this, I'm going to pull a section apart. So I got that broken apart here. And now the thickness of this in that channel is pretty much on. I like to give mine a little bit of a pull to thin it out just so it sits deeper in there. But again, you do not want to go you don't want to pull that so thin that, you know, you're not going to create a good seal. You want to create a good seal so that, you know, you don't get water and moisture in there. Last time, my other year-old headlights, the first set I built, I did not have any moisture issues. So, and I did the same process of pulling it apart just a little bit to make it thinner and go in there. So, otherwise, I did heat this up previously about an hour ago, put it up to 275, and just got a screwdriver, and this was real tacky, and I just scooped everything out. I probably could have done it a lot cleaner, but I just want to get these done, and you know, I think it should work just fine and have no issues. You know, I could have, like I said, could have really got a lot more out, but just from, you know, the past I've done this, it worked out just fine. So let's get this glue mounted. Giving it a little stretch. I'm going to start it right in this channel up here. I'm just going to push down with my thumb and give it a little pull. And it actually goes in really easy. Like I said, you want to get that glue all the way to the back. So just giving it a little push, making sure everything's seated in there nicely. You know, and you take your time with this part, you know, get it in there, and you know, so in some sections here the glue's too thick. I can't get it in, so I gotta give it a pull, but everything's looking nice. Corners, you know, give it a little tug and it'll come through. And a little section that Needs to go in a little more, just like that. All right, so I got my glue in there, and now I'm gonna go put this in the oven for 7 to 8 minutes. I've been doing 8 minutes. It's been working fine at about 280, and gets it nice and gets this glue nice and soft. So there's a good meeting surface. Anyways, like I said before, make sure everything is clean. After this, there's kind of no turning back. So make sure, you know, bezels don't have any dust on them or anything, and just go through, get everything clean. Make sure, you know, the microfiber doesn't get on there and get snagged somewhere, and then when you put them together, you know, you got a yellow piece of microfiber hanging in there. So make sure everything's good, and otherwise, you know, you're set to go, and we'll see you when this stuff is heated up and ready to be sealed. Alright, so everything is heated up here. So this hot glue, make sure you get you know, look over everything, make sure everything looks fine. This does just adjusting a little bit, and otherwise you're ready to go. So again, I'm just gonna wipe down my bezel, look over everything. Everything looks pretty good. I gotta move this piece of glue up to stick my bezel in, also that area too. And so I'm just gonna show you. This is literally just gonna slide right in. It goes there. I'm going to try to move some of the glue if I need to. And the bottom is catching just a little bit. Looks pretty good. Look at your light, see how that looks. The housing is warm, so be careful. Okay, got the bottom in, the top. So everything, just make sure it's nice and tight. Everything is looking pretty good. Now, we're going to take our glass, wipe that off. And the inside too. Make sure the inside's nice and clean. Sorry, this is all off camera. I'm just making sure the glass is no lint or anything like that. Take our glass. Actually, I'm just going to use gravity. I'm going to flip this like that. Push that in. I'm just going to place it on there. Looking good. Now, what you got to do is get your clamps. And we still got a little bit of a gap, so I'm just going to try to reseat everything in there tight. There we go. It's looking good. We got one clamp in, so got to do our other one. That one's tight there. What else? Got another one over here. Okay, it's looking good. Now remember, you gotta be quick at this, you know. Just trying to cure. Got a little bit of a gap on the bottom, but we'll get that. Wasn't good. Nice and tight. Okay. Gotta get the bottom. Got parts falling over. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. Now I'm just going to take my clamp and slowly just give a little pressure on there. It's not the greatest spot, but let's try over here. It's a good spot there. I'm going to try to get on the bottom if I can. Get that closed up. Now you just let them sit. And that's it. So there you have it, a homemade Euro style headlight. You know, the glass is different in the European style, and this is not the factory OEM for the S60R for the US. This is another brand I got from a friend. But yep, I think it turned out pretty good. It's pretty clean, everything's sealed good, and I hope you can take this and try to do it yourself. I recommend getting someone or a body shop to possibly spray it if possible. The fiberglass isn't too hard to do. It just takes time. It can be hard. I did my first set with Bondo actually, and that wasn't too bad. So you just got to take your time. It does take a while. I'd recommend trying to get a second set of headlights if you can. But yeah, it's a fun project. It looks good, and I'll show you a video when everything's done. I highly recommend trying to find a chrome bulb for the blinker to give it that really sleek look. I found mine off eBay. I've had them in there for a year, and they've been doing just fine. So yeah, it's just I think a way sharper look, and hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you can try it yourself. If you got any questions, just put it in the comments and I'll try to answer it for you. But I think they turned out really nice, and just give the car a really good look. I wish the US ours would have came like this, but due to rules and regulations of the US, this is how it has to go. But thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed.